Hello, everyone. Welcome to dbench. I'm Joshua. Um, I'm new here in dbench. This is my first time. Um, you might be seeing me again. I love to be here. I know Franklin from Grace Church. So he comes to Gen Z as well, which is our young adults ministry for the age group 17 to 25. And I'm part of, I'm one of those leaders of Gen Z. So he comes to Gen Z as well, and he comes to Grace Church. So that's how I met Franklin, and he invited me. He asked me, "Can I, is it possible for me to share my testimony?" And I said, "Okay," because I always loved to talk about God and love to share my story with people, so that I can inspire many, So that's the reason I'm here. And yeah, I'm here to share my testimony. Where do I start? Let me share my background. Where am I from, and about my family and how I came to Ireland, everything. So I was born in India, and I was born in a very good Christian family. My father, he's one of those leaders in the church that we go to, and my mom, she's also involved in different sort of ministries. She was ministering with the kids, and in whatever capacity that she could. So I was always recognized as, like, my dad's son. If when people see me, they don't identify me for who I am, but they just recognize me because of my dad. That was the case. And I wasn't worried a lot about that, because I was involved in church. Like, my Sundays, it's just at church. That's how I've been raised. And being a kid, when you're asked to read the Bible, and you'll be like, okay, let me do something else, all these things I did. But I also learned, so I also obeyed my parents. I was a good boy, back then. I was doing my best. So it was good times. I was trying to balance my spiritual life, and also my life with, life in the world and everything. Things were really, really good. But one thing that I realized, later on in my life, was, even though I read my Bible, even though I serve in whatever capacity that I can, that I could, but I wasn't, in that sort of, like, deep relationship with God. That was always lacking. But it got camouflaged at that time, because to me, I'm doing something for God. And I got, my family, we do family prayer, like, almost like every day, at the nights before we go to bed. We have, like, this family prayer where we get to sing songs, and we praise, we pray. So to me, like, all these things is just, like, was more than enough for me at that time. And I've never once thought about, like, having this deep, intimate relationship with God. I know about that. I know how it'll be, how it feels not to have that relationship, because by just hearing it. But I never once felt, I never once had, such a good, deep relationship with God. But things, it just, like, kept going. And I finished my secondary school back in India, and I got really good grades. I was studious as well, but I also, like, do bit of mischievous things. But I was fine, I suppose. And yeah, so I finished my secondary school. Because of my grades, I managed to get into good high school, and that's when things started to go south. Um, you know, throughout my entire life till that point, I go to church. I believe in God. I always passionate about talking about God. But even though I never had like that personal, like that intimate relationship, I was proud, to be a Christian. But when I went to my high school, I got into this sort of bad friendship. Like I made friends. I started making more friends, and they were not like good friends. I mean, good friends in the sense like they're not the people whom I supposed to hang out with. See, it's very much important. People who are watching now, it's actually really important for you to have good friends around you. Everybody's, I mean, when you try to make friends, you might feel like, okay, I think he or she, they care about me. They must be really, they'll be my friends. But you never know their true colors unless you be with them for a while. So it takes time, so it's really important to choose your friends. So take your time, and pray about it, because a bad friendship can lead you, like, in the worst possible way. So take your time in making friends. That's a lesson I learned. So I'm just like giving tips, in between my testimony. So, but I never knew that this could go, the way that it went. So I was being friends with them. So what these people do is like they have loads of other friends outside school community, and they what they just do is like they live like thugs, to be very frank. And so my friends, they somehow got in touch with these people, and they like wherever they go, they just go hurt people. That's what they do. So my friends started hanging out with them, and because I'm friends with them, I started hanging out with them as well. I never hurt anyone in my entire life, but I was with them. I was like with that friend group. I'm in that group. So I mean, when people see me from the outside, they're not gonna say, okay, look, all these people, they're like bad fellas, but somehow this guy, he's not, he won't do anything. They're not gonna say that to them. Like, okay, so these people, they're all like this. So I was with them, and I kind of liked it because, like I said, people recognize me because of my dad. People know in the church, they know, okay, so Josh, okay, so he's his son, and all these. It's very easy to minister. Even it's easy. And when I came here, came to that school, and then like with these friends, people started recognizing me for who I am, and that's kind of like a new thing to me, and I really liked it. Though they started identifying me, as a really wrong person, but I liked it because I finally been identified for who I am, and I loved that. And at that time, I never once stopped my friends from doing those things, which I felt very guilty later on. But at that time, I was like, oh, when people say we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, which eventually hurt someone, but I was laughing at it, and then I just like having fun. Yeah, that must be good. Yeah, I can do it. But I never had the courage to do it. I never did it, but I never stopped them from doing it. I shouldn't be part of that group. I should have like, okay, I should have said no, this is not something I supposed to be doing. I should have like bailed out, but I never stopped them. So like I think it's good to go this way, stop in between and then share something, during my testimony. I would say, if you are like people who are watching this testimony, if you realize that your friends are not going the right direction, sometimes God put you in that situation so that you will be the one who can change them. So if you are a Christian, and if you believe in God, so it's your responsibility sometimes, to stop your friends from doing what they are doing, if it's not of God. Or maybe you're in a situation where it just like went out of control, and God and you have to like bail out from what you're doing with your friends. So sometimes it's hard, and it was very hard for me. I never like said no to anything. I was okay with whatever my friends are doing. And so I liked it, and I kept doing it. um and eventually I lost focus, on my studies, because I scored 96% in my secondary school, but I started failing in subjects in my high school because my I lost my focus. I was not paying attention to my lectures, and I was like always thinking about like what can we do next? Where can we go? So all these things, I knew I'm going far away from God, because I go to church on every Sunday with my parents, and then every Sunday I knew God just calling me, asking me to give my life to Him, give my life back to Him, so that I can live for Him. But all I said was like, God, maybe tomorrow. God, maybe tomorrow. Um, I wasn't. I mean, now I feel like I should have listened to God, straight away, but I didn't. I just said, Lord, maybe tomorrow. And I kept doing what I was doing back then. And I finished my high school, got very poor results. I managed to pass all the subjects, but my results weren't that good. So I knew I will not be able to get good college, to do my bachelor's, because I wanted to do engineering. But I don't think with that. I mean, I knew with that kind of a score, I will never be able to get into a good engineering college. I was worried a bit, but again, my friendship it's just like helped me to forget all these stuff. So I just like kept hanging out. My parents knew something was not right with me, but they never confronted me like saying, Josh, what you're doing is right, no, don't do that, and all these stuff. They were praying. I knew they were praying for me. But because I was angry at my parents as well, I go out at late night, and then they'll ask me where you're going, and then I felt really angry because, I mean, why would you even want to ask me that? So all these kind of like thing that it developed. Because there's a verse in Proverbs. It says, if you're friends with, I don't know the exact words, but I'm just like paraphrasing it. If you're friends with a person who is short tempered, and you will develop the same thing. You will get angry, So my friends, they're all like that, and I developed that habit, and I was not being nice to anyone. So I my scores were bad, and I wasn't worried a bit, and things were like just going south. and and one day I was at home. There's this two people actually. Yeah, that's two people. So they were two people. They knocked at my door. They just rang me, and then I was like, I quickly managed to recognize that they were part of this group whom my friends got into a fight with, because I seen them. But I never involved in any of those things, but I was friends with them. So somehow they managed to find that I'm also, part of their group. So they decided to come at me. So I was like, okay, this is bad. I don't think I should go out. So let me ring my friends, because till then, to me, if anything happens, I'll just go to my friends. That's who I was. So I never once thought, okay, God, what should I do? Like, no, If anything happens, I just like go to them, and they were always there for me. And I often told this, I often say this to myself. Back then, I was like, no matter what happens, no matter how bad things can go, I have my friends behind my back. They will always be there for me. They will be with me no matter what. I mean, so I had all these thoughts in my head, and I just like quickly rang friend one. So and then I just told him, there's this two guys standing at the door. They want me to come out. So what's the story? And then he said he got stuck somewhere. He can't leave at the moment, so but he'll try to make it in another 30 minutes or so. And then he asked me to contact a different friend. I was like, yeah, fair enough. I understand your situation. So I quickly tried calling friend number two. He said the same thing. He got stuck somewhere and then he will not be able to make it in time. He asked me to call a different guy. So I tried almost everybody in my contact list at that time. None of them showed up. I was completely broken because, till that point, I always thought, no matter what, they will stand for me. They will be there to protect me. They'll be there to, like do anything for me. But then it was such an emergency situation that I need to do something about it, and none of them showed up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Let me see what happens. I don't want to trust anyone. So I decided to do that. I went out and then we just like moved to a different place, and we just like having a conversation. I was like, no, I just told them, no, I don't hang out with them anymore and all these stuff. And then the conversation turned into an argument turned into a fight, and which I never thought would happen to me. And I don't want to explain, I don't want to go into detail, but it was just like that those two guys and me, we got into like fight, and I wasn't hurt a bit, but I mean I was hurting them, and one or two blows, but things got dirty, and someone stopped us, and then we went home. I went home, and then like I was not bruised or anything. I was fine, but deep down in my heart, I was fuming. Like, where are my friends? Where are my friends? Because I trusted them. I thought they would be there for me no matter what, but like they were not there when I needed them the most. What is happening? I couldn't understand a bit. I was fuming. I was like angry. I just like locked my room, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. My head is aching, and I was like, what's going on in my life? And then I was completely broke. And later on, I didn't even get a call back from my friends, friends. So that's when I realized that night, I was like, what I'm doing? What exactly am I doing? This is not how this is not something that I'm supposed to do. And I was doing the worst possible thing that I could, and I just realized how far away I went from God. And it's just like so much for me to handle. And I thought, okay, maybe I should give it a bit of a time, and then I'll be fine, I suppose. But I couldn't get over all these thoughts, because these people, I trusted them. I thought they would be there for me, but now it's just like me. I felt like just me. And I got stuck in my room. I don't want to go. I don't want to face people. I don't want to face my parents, um, I want to pause here, and then I want to tell like people who are watching this stream, this video, like maybe you did something that's very wrong, or maybe you did something that you're not supposed to do, or maybe you messed up something and you're feeling really bad about it. Those are the times when enemy try to spit lies in your ears. You have to be very careful in those times, because we were so vulnerable at that time, because we don't have anything to defend ourselves. So enemy knows that. He knows when to attack. He knows our weakness. He did the same thing to me. I was completely broken, and he started spitting those lies. He said, I brought shame to my family. I mean, people who know my dad now, they're gonna tell my dad, like, okay, his son, no, all these things. And I felt like I failed them. I felt like I failed my church. I failed God. I failed my own self. I mean, now my future is done. All these thoughts, it just like kept ringing in my ears, and I couldn't get over with these thoughts, because I felt like they're true. Because I did mess up my studies. Now I don't have good grades to get into a good university. Now, I mean, I thought friends could save me, but now there were no friends. I don't have any more friends. I don't have friends anymore. And my family, I failed them. And my church, no, I failed them too. And to myself, I was not true to myself. For all these thoughts, I couldn't get over these thoughts. I tried my best, and I yielded myself to all these thoughts. And do you know what enemy said? He said, Josh, that's it. It's done for you. Your life is done. Your life is done, mate. Just end it here. This is the time. This is the best you can do. And I listened to it. I listened to that, and I was like, yeah, I think the best thing to do at this point is to end my life. Because I didn't think for a second that I can come over, I can overcome all these situations. So I was like, yeah, I think it's time for me to end my life. I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I don't want to be a burden to my family. I don't want to be a burden to my church or to anybody else. Let me end here. At least people can continue their life. I don't want to stop anyone. So I felt, that's the right. I felt like it's good to end my life. And I decided to, take a. I don't think I can say all these, but it'll go against YouTube community guidelines. But I took a knife and I decided to end it there, but there's something that stopped me from doing it. I was trying. I was in the toilet. I was trying to take my life, but I just simply I couldn't. I was like, you know what? Let me try it with even more force. But I would say it's God. It's God who stopped me. It felt like someone really holding my hand, not allowing my hand to move. That's how I felt, and I couldn't do it. And then I threw the knife away, and then I was like, God, why all these things happened to me? I was crying because I don't know what to do at that time, because I was just like 17 years old, and to me that's life, to get in a good university, to get a good job, to get to get good friends. That's it. That's all about it, to me at that time. And everything came crashing down, and then I was like, let me end here. But God stopped me from doing it. And then I prayed the simplest of prayer. It's a very simple prayer. I just said, God, I made a mess. I broke things. Everything is falling apart. But if you can use this broken pieces, if you can use me, I'll give my life to you. because I know only He can fix me. I knew it. I knew it because I broke, I mean, my life into pieces. There's no way anybody else, any therapist or anybody else out there can fix my life. Even I cannot fix my own life. That was my situation. I was like, God, if you can fix me, I'll give my life to you. That, I mean, that's all it took, It was the simplest of prayers. And God said yes. And then I just like wiped my tears. And then I asked, like, the next thing was, I mean, it was like on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure. I went to church. I know a few people in the church, so I went there. I just like supported them in, in the media and everything. I started involving in church so much. And God really, really helped me. God changed me. He changed me. So, I mean, if anybody who are watching this feels so burdened, or if you feel like you messed up so much, you're not too broke for God. He can always fix you. He fixed my life. He can definitely fix your life too. So I gave my life to God. I started doing things for God, and then about my studies, I I never had, I didn't have a good grade, but there were like this national universities for which you have to write separate examinations, like it's an entrance exam. They will never consider your high school grades. Like, I think it's equivalent to leaving cert in Ireland. I'm not sure. So they don't consider that. It's like a separate entrance exam, and it's very tough. I know people who like preparing for that exam since their sixth grade. Like that's that tough, because they're like in the world. They're world class universities, world class engineering institutes. Those universities, like, they're in top 300 universities in the world. Like, they're that good, and it's really hard to get in there. I was like, I never prepared for it. I was like, well, just give it a try. Like, I just prepared for a month, and I just gave it a shot. I wrote four different exams for four different universities, and by God's grace, I managed to pass them all. And I'm surprised. I was like, I managed to pass all these entrance exams, but I scored this less in my high school because I was not focusing on my studies, and so I got into a good university, and I never once stopped doing things for God. And then even in the university, I mean, look, sometimes people say when they share their testimony, they'll say, look, I was like this, and then now God changed me. Now, I'm just like high five from that point. But to me, I had my ups and downs. Like, it was not like my graph was not like this. Ever since I rededicated my life to God. I mean, during my university, I mean, I did bachelor's of engineering, mechanical engineering for 4 years, and all my 4 years was not like this. Like, my graph, I faced some lows and some highs. So, but even then, I realize how gracious God is, and I couldn't be any more thankful for God. He kept pursuing me. Our God is a pursuer. I learned that our God is a pursuer. He will pursue you. So I managed to find good Christian people. I'm still friends with them. So we were doing some prayer cell at the university. There were like loads of people coming to that prayer cell. If I don't know, if I studied well and then I went to a lot different university, I don't think I will ever be able to meet those people. I mean, I'm so thankful to them. I mean, I'm still in good touch with few of them, and like one person specifically, her name is Rachel, and we're still doing different ministry together. So it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing, and I'm honored. And I couldn't be any more thankful to God, because and even during those 4 years, God helped me to be in that line, to be on the road, to stay focused. And I figured out my talents, that what I can do for God. That I realized that I'm good at talking. I can preach. I can prepare a word, and I can meditate on it. I can give deep insight. I just figured all these during those times, and then COVID hit. I didn't. I mean, because of COVID, companies actually stopped hiring people, because it's new to companies as well. They don't know what to do, and I thought I would get a job after finishing my college, but I didn't get one. Because of COVID, and then but even during COVID, we were doing things for God together, and it was such a blessing, and because of that, I mean, I always like wanted to do masters, but because of COVID, because I didn't manage to get a job, I was like, okay, let me try. And then I got I got the offer from UCC, here in Cork. I managed to come to Ireland. So that's how Ireland happened. So yeah, and then I did my master's in mechanical engineering, for a year. And even like after I finished my master's, I finished my master's last year. And people said, because my cousin brother, he's in Dublin. So people said, like, go to Dublin. You can get, your cousin brother can refer you. You'll be able to get a job there. It'll be hard for you. And I was like, no, God brought me here for a purpose. And I will stay here, and God will provide me. But it was hard, I was trying fair and square, but nothing worked. But then God told me, Josh, relax. I'll bring the job to you. So during that time, I was approached by one of my other friends at church, and then let's do Gen Zeal. So Gen Zeal is basically, Gen Z, Generation Z, or Z, with zeal, like with passion in their heart. So we're focusing people of age group 17 to 25, at Grace Church. So if you're in Cork, if you're around the city on Thursdays, I mean, if you're free on Thursdays, we have our meetings on every second and fourth Thursdays. You can also follow us on Instagram, grace.genzeal. I did fair bit of promotion for Gen Z here in dbench, but yeah. So, and then I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I shared my testimony there as well. And I shared word recently, and God's using me there, for that people, for that age group. And I'm really happy, because I always wanted to serve God, and my heart goes out to these young people, because I learned all these things. I learned it the hard way, because I shared this. I told this when I shared my testimony, because my mom used to tell me this. She told me, when God is casting net, just jump on it. It's less painful. You'll be saved. God tried that. If you listen this far, you have noticed that I said, every Sunday I knew God's calling me. God cast a net, but I never once responded to that calling. So I was like, yeah, that's true. So my mom told that, when God cast net, just jump on it. It's more easy, less painful. But if you just gonna keep dodging, and we are praying for you. There are people praying for you, and He might use a hook. And when you get caught by the hook, it will tear you apart. It's painful. You'll be saved, because we have people praying for you. But it's a hard way. But I learned the hard way. So I don't know if, people who are watching this podcast. Oh, I'm saying podcast. No, this video. This is the net. If you feel like you're far away from God, just jump on. Just hop on. Just say, God, I'm here. Use me. This is your chance. But if you're gonna keep dodging from the net, And we are praying for you. I mean, we always pray for for the young people. God will save you, but He might have to use a hook, and that's painful. So I'm not like throwing, like, I mean, I don't want to scare people. I'm not scaring or scaring you, but I'm just like giving I mean, I'm just, encouraging people to just respond to God's calling, because that's something I missed. So yeah. So okay, coming back to the story. uh, so I got this opportunity at Grace Church. I was serving at Grace Church, and then, as God promised, He brought this internship opportunity at Logitech to me, and now I'm working there. It was such a blessing to me. So, like, every time when people say, "Okay, so this is the easy way, can you do this?" No, I know what God wants me to do, and if He promised, He will do it. So, whatever promises that God has for you in your life, He will definitely do it, but you have to respond. There's I mean, if you open the Bible, there's loads of promises, and all those promises will come to pass in your life, but it always comes with a condition. The condition is, like, you have to respond to Him. When He's calling you, just respond to that calling. Turn back to Him. And if you feel like you're broke, you're never too broke for God. I mean, He can fix me. If He can fix me, sorry, He can definitely fix you. No matter how broke you feel, He can always fix you. He's always there for you. He cares for you. So if you're a Christian, if you want to do something, if you feel like you went too far away from God, this is your calling. Just come back to God. I pray the simplest of prayer. Just be honest and say, God, here I am, use me. When I say this, here I am, use me, these are the words from Elijah. But this is one of the biggest learning I ever learned, if I can say that, in my life. Thing is, God is not short of people. God is not short of people. If I miss that opportunity, there would be a different Joshua, on the line standing next to me, say, I'll do it. And God's going to give my baton to Him, and He will run the race. But it might not be me. So don't miss the calling. I missed it, but I somehow managed to come back. Now I'm running this race. And please, God is not short of people. If you miss the calling, there will always be the other person, in the line, who might say, yes, here I am. If you take in the Bible, Arpha, she got the calling first, but she missed it. She said, I'm going to go back to my hometown. But Ruth said, yes, your God will be my God. That's what she said. So, she was a Gentile. She was not she was a Gentile. But because Arpha missed it, Ruth said, it's me. Can I come in? So God used Ruth. She was in that genealogy, So if you're going to miss the calling, there will always be other different people who might say yes, and they will carry forward the calling. But my heart goes out to you who's watching this video. Respond to that calling. Whatever God is asking you to do it, just do it. Respond to that calling. Give your life to Him and live your life for Him. And He will use you. He will work in you, and He will work through you. And the nations will be blessed. And if you're in Ireland, we carry this passion at Gen Z as well. We like to see this Generation Z, people in that age group right now, go out, with that fire. And you can be part of that as well. You can start a movement in your county, in your house, in your family. We talk about revival. Revival will happen first in you and in your family, and then you will go out. So just give your life to God. Respond to His calling. If he is asking you to do a few things, just do it, respond to it, and he will work in you and he'll work through you. God bless you. Amen.
It's sunny as heck, but we're out here, man. Yeah, welcome to the bench. Welcome to the bench. Welcome to the bench. Welcome to the bench.